What about Venerable Gotama and his disciples? You don't plow, you don't sow, you don't fertilize, you don't water, you don't care for, you don't harvest, you don't sweat, you don't work, and you demand food? You have to work, you have to labor to eat, don't you?
It was told that one day, the Brahmin Kasi Bharadwaja was preparing for a grand seeding ceremony before cultivating his thousands of acres of land. His agriculture army consisted of 500 strong and healthy male plowmen, 500 plows, and 3,000 oxen. He also thoughtfully instructed his servants to cook rice mixed with milk for the guests and workers before preparing to go to the fields. Just then, the Buddha appeared alone with his alms bowl in hand, his robe draped over his shoulder, and an aura of 6 colors shimmering in pairs. He stopped a short distance in front of the owner and the workers. The Buddha's beautiful appearance and calm, confident demeanor made everyone silent and in awe. The Brahmin Kasi Bharadwaja had heard of the Buddha. Still, he did not like the religion, thinking it consisted only of people begging for alms, being lazy, and a burden to society. So with those thoughts, after knowing that it was the Buddha, the Brahmin Kasi Bharadwaja spoke very politely, but intended to criticize and mock.
Venerable Gotama, we are farmers. We have to plow, sow, fertilize, water, care for, and harvest to get rice and have rice to cook. Oh, so much hardship, effort, sweat, and tears it takes to get food to sustain life. What about Venerable Gotama and his disciples? You don't plow, you don't sow, you don't fertilize, you don't water, you don't care for, you don't harvest, you don't sweat, you don't work, and you demand food? You have to work, you have to labor to eat, don't you?
The Buddha smiled with a face as bright and gentle as the full moon and slowly replied,
O householder, Kasi Bharadvaya, the Tathagata is also a farmer. The Tathagata also plows, tills, sows, fertilizes, waters, and takes the trouble to care for and harvest.
The Brahmin Kasi Bharadwaja burst out laughing.
Where is the Venerable Gotama's plow? Where are the farming tools? Where are the cows, yokes, and seeds? So what do you water, fertilize, and harvest? It's ridiculous.
The Buddha's voice still exuded a gentle, mild, and harmonious tone.
O householder, you are not aware of it. The Tathagata's seed to sow is faith. Keeping precepts and conduct is the water. The plow and yoke are wisdom. The plow beam is knowing shame for sin. The reins are a steady mind. The plowshare and driving stick are mindfulness. O householder, what is a person who lives in the world without faith, without good conduct, without clarity, without being awake, without shame for sin, without a calm and stable mind, without mindfulness in everything they do? What will that person be like? What will this life be like, householder?
The Brahmin felt very touched and very interested. He drank in every word, seemingly listening in silence. The Buddha continued,
O householder, you take care of and maintain your fields and gardens. The Tathagata takes care of and maintains his actions and words. Eats moderately, being content and simple in all daily needs. Uses truthfulness to counteract deceit and deception. And the fruit of arahantship is the fruit of the Tathagata's fields. O householder, exertion and effort are the oxen that bring the Tathagata a state of no longer being bound, progressing without regression, going and going forward to a place where there is no more sorrow. And also the labor and toil of plowing and harvesting the Tathagata has now accomplished, fulfilled, has attained the fruit of immortality, has liberated all suffering and sorrow, O householder.
After the Buddha finished his discourse, the Brahmin Kasi Bharadwaja was deeply moved, developed faith, and hurriedly instructed his servants to prepare a large bowl of rice mixed with milk to offer to the Buddha. With great enthusiasm, he said,
Please, Venerable Sir, accept this food offering. The Venerable is truly a farmer, having so planted and harvested the fruit of immortality.
The Buddha raised his hand to decline the bowl, not accepting it.
The food offering should not be accepted after preaching the Dhamma, as it is unsuitable for the Tathagata, O householder. This is the tradition of the noble ones. When this noble tradition is upheld, the righteous support of life is preserved and respected. Such pure and sacred conduct of the virtuous ones is the highest blessing bestowed upon both devas and humans.
Deeply touched by the Buddha's words, the Brahmin Kasi Bharadwaja's faith grew even stronger. The Buddha then instructed him on the proper methods of making offerings in accordance with the Dhamma. With the Buddha's guidance, the Brahmin's misunderstandings and doubts were dispelled. His eyes brightened up and opened to the true path. He sought refuge in the Triple Gem, becoming a devout lay Buddhist. The Brahmin's favorable connection with the Buddha extended further. During the time when the Buddha was residing in the village of Ekanala near Dakinachari mountain, the Brahmin renounced all his worldly possessions and land, seeking ordination as a novice monk. It is said that later he received full ordination, lived a solitary life, diligently practiced the Dhamma, and eventually attained liberation, becoming an Arahant, a fully enlightened being.